Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Robo Celestial here with a new video for you. Welcome to the part 4 of What If Deku Got One for All Early Season 1. I just wanted to greet you guys by just saying, sit back and relax, you're in for a treat. So, we begin. The news of All Might's death took the world by storm. A few days have passed since his death, and everyone is dealing with it in their own ways. Izuku is pushing himself, putting the blame on his own lack of strength. All Might died saving him after all. At the funeral, a short old man comes up to Izuku. You're Midoriya, aren't you? Yes, I'm sorry for your loss. Tashinori turned out to be a fine hero to the very end. Hey, if you need anything, just give me a call, Mr. Successor. He hands Izuku his business card. During this time, the rate of villain attacks rose. There are more villains around causing trouble since the incident. The media outlets weren't settling down either, and the police stations were overwhelmed with cases. All crime has grown throughout Japan at an estimated percentage increase of 4%. Now back to Bakugo right after the USJ attack. When Bakugo teleported back to the lair, he immediately holds his hand out to Shigaraki with tiny explosions erupting from his palm. You had no right. No right. You only wanted after that stupid kid with the green hair. Everything that just happened is starting to make sense in Bakugo's head. He begins to realize what has just happened. No. A single tear goes down Bakugo's face. He thinks to himself, I just wanted to hurt them. I didn't want this. Bakugo reaches out ready to blast the leader of the league in the face. He then finds himself falling. And then in a dark room, it's the room where the guy in the suit stays. Bakugo realizes that he never once saw the man leave the room. For the first time in months, the pure anger and rage are starting to subside. Bakugo finds himself unable to move. There is someone else standing in the shadows. He steps out. His eyes are glowing white, and he seems to not be blinking. For the first time since Bakugo has come here, the man with the nice suit stands up and steps out of the shadows. He walks over to Bakugo, placing his massive hand on Bakugo's face. I'll grant you this for your hard work. However, if you ever betray me, I will take it back. The man's face looks distorted and damaged. Bakugo can't move his hand. If he could, he would attack this man. Bakugo feels something within him change. Not emotionally, but physically. The man releases his hand and walks back to his chair and sits down. Now I have given you a gift, a quirk. That will suit you nicely. I reward the people who work for me and punish those that refuse to work for me. Bakugo is then teleported back to his room. The man in the suit leans forwards thinking. He says, now let's see if Bakugo makes the right decision. Bakugo, now understanding what he has done, realizes what he must do to make up for it. He writes a letter to his mother. When he walks downstairs, he sees two policemen. He realizes that he must have been reported by someone at UA. He knows now isn't the time. He writes another letter for Izuku and leaves the letter for his mother on his desk, and then sneaks out his window with a small bag of belongings. He runs away but stops by Izuku's house. He uses a small explosion to open the window, and he places the letter on Izuku's desk. He then goes down to the subway, putting on a hat and a hoodie over top. He manages to get a ticket to Hosu City. Meanwhile, over with Izuku, he is in class. The teacher is trying to lighten the mood by picking hero names. In this version of events, he still chooses Deku, as the events with Ochako did still happen. Picks this name for two reasons. One, because of the meaning that Ochako gave to it, and the second because he wants Bakugo to know that it was Deku that beat him during some combat training. Izuku learns to push himself up to 25% from 20%. Doing this for long durations is something that he physically can't handle. He can access that level of power for a single power punch. This 25% punch is about equal to the Detroit Smash that All Might used against the sludge villain, if not stronger. Izuku has drifted a bit away from his friends Ochako and Ida since the USJ. He lost two things when that happened. He lost Bakugo and All Might. Izuku goes home and lays on his bed. He is mentally exhausted from all the recent events. He sits up after about an hour to do some school work. He goes over to his desk and sees the note. He opens it. The note says, Deku, I messed up. I made a mistake. The note has an address for Izuku. It's the location of the villain hideout. Tell whoever you want about this. Just get justice for All Might. I didn't me. Just do what you want with it. By now I'm long gone. I'll be making a difference in my own way now. Also, I know your secret, but it's safe with me. Izuku tears the last line off about his secret and takes it to the police station. He uses his quirk to get there, knowing that it's against the rules, but he knows this is important. As he goes to jump, he uses 25% of one for all. This increases the distance by quite a margin. As he lands, he overestimates the next jump and lands slamming into the wall, breaking part of it. The police run out with their guns out, but Izuku says, wait, this is important, I've got something. The police inform Eraserhead, and they begin to gather the other heroes. They send out an MSG to all of the top heroes they can. It's time to get justice for All Might. A few days go by, and the heroes are already set. The other students don't have a clue this is going on, but Izuku tells everyone not to go near the location. Something big is about to happen. At lunch, Izuku sneaks out and gears up. He walks out onto the roof ready to leave. He turns around to see a man in a well-kept suit. He has a red polka-dotted tie and glasses. His hair is a dark greenish color, but he has a few blonde streaks throughout. He also has blonde eyebrows. The man says to Izuku, "I know about One for All." A look of shock is on Izuku's face. How? He explains to Izuku that at one point he was All Might's sidekick. He tells Izuku, "This wasn't supposed to be All Might's time to go. All Might left me and a few others a set of instructions for if he ever died. I was asked to keep an eye on you and to stop you from making any hasty decisions that could result in your death." He sighs, holding out his hand. "It's nice to finally meet you." When Izuku shakes his hand, Sir Night Eye has a glimpse into Izuku's future. When he lets go, a single tear goes down his face. "I'm sorry, All Might, but there won't be anything I can do." Sir Night Eye tells Izuku that if he is going, he had better go now. Izuku nods and powers up, leaping into the air. He begins heading towards the area when he receives a message. There seems to be an all-out fight between the heroes and the villains. He begins to rush. The place is over 2 hours away. When Bakugo sees the notification on the screen that the heroes are going after the villains, he begins to head there as well. Those idiots. That man will take their power. Thank you all for sticking around, and I hope that you enjoyed. Before you leave, we would just like to let you know that We the Celestials has many other channels for your entertainment and viewing purposes. All the information you'll need is right below here in the description, so feel free to check out all the other incredible projects our team creates. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details will be in the description below. That's all for today's video. So goodbye and have a divine day.